The fire service. It's a part of the emergency services that's highly recognised for its great work and high prevention and rescue. But none of this would be achieved without the great work of firefighters. In this programme, we'll be hearing from 4 firefighters about their roles and responsibilities.
My name is Justin French.
Hello, the name's Simon Whelan.
My name's Peter Harris.
My name's Andy Mullins.
Also, we'll be looking at the training it takes to become a firefighter, examining their day-to-day life and creating a closer insight into the secret life of a firefighter. This documentary is taking a closer look into the Dorset Fire Rescue Firefighters. Last year they responded to over 9,000 emergencies across Dorset. Currently, a mixture of retained firefighters and full-time firefighters are employed in the county. In total, 600 firefighters serve the region. Firefighters have many different roles in the fire service, primarily the prevention of fires. Last year, Dorset Firefighters undertook 12,000 different home safety checks. Speaking with 4 current and ex-firefighters, we heard how they got into the fire service and why they wanted to become a firefighter.
Well, in the way the kind of fire service chose me, I happened to be a member of the British Forces as well. And the fire officer, I knew Dorset was quite low in people at the time, especially Sturminster Newton. And they saw me walking and asked me in a kind of a fun way would I like to join. Thought I'd give it a chance, and here I am.
I was quite old joining the fire service. I was 26, just finished in the Royal Navy, and joined up. I was an NCO in the Navy and went to training centre, and it was a bit of a shock because it went right back to militaristic type regime. But joined Poole Fire Station in 1990 and stayed at Poole Fire Station for 10 years operationally there.
It began February of last year. My best friend had asked me to go along to an opening evening up at the Shaftesbury Station, and it was more down to him really. He wanted to do it more than I did, and I sort of filled all the paperwork in, and from there it kind of become a personal goal to become a fireman. Yeah, so that's how it sort of began.
Since 2005 I've served mainly as operational stations at Redhill, Springbourne and Westbourne. I also worked for a year in our community safety task team, and since January 2015 I've been a member at Westmoreland Training Centre.
When working in the fire service, firefighters have to attend many different emergencies, from house fires to road traffic accidents, meaning that firefighters' lives will often be on the line. So how do firefighters feel about putting their life on the line, and how do their families feel? Simon and Justin explain more.
I get an adrenaline rush. I think it's one of the reasons the majority of us would join the fire brigade, is the slight rush that we get out of it, but also knowing that once we've done the job, we've done something that might potentially save a life.
People that I don't know, I'm willing to put my life in danger to go and rescue them, but I know that's part of the job and I accept that all the time. Try not to think about it too much because it can weigh you down a little bit.
Oh, they're fully supportive. Again, the fire brigade is nowhere near as dangerous as what I've been doing with my time with the military, so they're very supportive.
They didn't really understand it a great deal. My partner thought it was a job to start off with until she actually saw an incident one day and then actually realised what we do, and I think they've changed their view of it a little bit now.
Attending shocking accidents can affect how the firefighters switch off from work life to home life whilst off duty. Justin and Andy told us how they find the right balance.
Sometimes it's difficult I'll be sitting there and I'll ask my son to do something and he has to point out that I'm not at work and he doesn't have to do as I'm telling him to do. Safety wise, I guess I've got a bit picky with things and I pick them up on silly little things like, well, they think it's silly, like leaving the phone charger just turned on. However, from what I've seen, I make sure that they're all turned off.
When I'm off duty, yes, I switch my alerter off and that's it, I'm done. But if you get an alarm at 4 o'clock in the morning and you've got to be up at 7 o'clock for work, it's a struggle to switch off then, yeah, trust me.
Firefighters also want to share what they do and how they achieve it with the general public. This is by holding annual events like Fire Station Open Days, which have public displays showing the type of emergencies firefighters attend to.
When I was at Poole many years ago, we used to have a lot of fire engines. We had a turntable ladder, rescue tender, foam tender, normal fire appliances, So you get a lot of stalls set up with all sorts of memorabilia and fire safety equipment. We'd have fire safety there talking about fire prevention.
Especially when you do community events with people out in the open, you get people to come up to you and ask you how you're doing, what you're doing and stuff like that. It's very good. And then you do home safety checks, school visits and that, and seeing the effects of people it has and what it has in the community is brilliant. Yeah, it's very rewarding.
Entry into the fire service requires high fitness, determination and willingness. All of this is demonstrated in training to become a firefighter.
It starts out, you go through various interviews and you do a couple of different fitness tests before you actually get through to your initial training. Then you do a 2-week training, which is very tough. But it's tough, but it's also quite good fun as well. You learn very different techniques, very different parts of life sort of as you go through it. It's very good.
When firefighters aren't attending an emergency, they'll be spending their time training, carrying out home safety checks and making sure that equipment is cleaned and ready.
It's all and everything. Some days it can be very busy operationally with all different incidents and different types of incidents. And other days it's training or meeting the public, doing lectures, cleaning equipment. So there's a vast variety of things to do in the fire service.
Firefighters work to save lives, prevent fires and to keep the general public safe. This programme has demonstrated those responsibilities, and now we have a closer understanding into the secret life of a firefighter.